In the shadows where the silence speaks, I walk the line where the lost souls seek. With whispers of hope and a guiding light, I'll search the dark, bring the truth to light. I'm a seeker of the unseen, bridging worlds where the heart has been. With every heartbeat, every tear, I'll find the way, I'll draw you near. Through the echoes of the past I tread, unlocking stories of the words unsaid. With every vision I'll stand my ground. In the name of love, the lost will be found. I'm a seeker of the unseen, bridging worlds where the heart has been. With every heartbeat, every tear, I'll find the way, I'll draw you near. Hope is fading, I won't let go. I'll be your compass, your guiding glow. Together we'll break through the darkest night. For every lost soul, I'll bring back the light. I'm a seeker of the unseen, bridging worlds where the heart has been. With every heartbeat, every tear, I'll find a way, I'll draw you near. I'm a seeker of the unseen, I'm bridging worlds where the heart has been, where the heart. With every heartbeat, every tear, I'll find the way, I'll draw you near. Draw you near. Through the echoes of the past I tread, unlocking stories of the words unsaid. With every vision I'll stand my ground. In the name of love, the lost will be found. Through the echoes of the past I tread, unlocking stories of the words unsaid. With every vision I'll stand my ground. In the name of love, the lost will be found. Through the echoes of the past I tread, unlocking stories of the words unsaid. With every vision I'll stand my ground. In the name of love, the lost will be found. When hope is fading, I won't let go. I'll be your compass, your guiding glow. Together we'll break through the darkest night. For every lost soul, I'll bring back the light. When hope is fading, I won't let go. I'll be your compass, your guiding glow. Together we'll break through the darkest night. For every lost soul, I'll bring back the light.
Hey guys, so I'm back. I've been working really hard today. I'm trying to go back into old cases and compile information, and I did Dulce today. We're really drawn back into that case, and I think there's a reason for it with the timeline. So, really quick, all the ways to support me are down below. Tips are appreciated, but not necessary. If you would like to get a raffle ticket, they are going to be on sale for a couple more days unless people need a little bit more time. They are 1 ticket for 10 and 2 for 18, and this is to win a reading, 20-minute or 30-minute of your choice. Also, Otter Spirit are these beautiful jewels that I have the link below, and they have a 2-year warranty and are very strong. And they do also support the otters and donate to them. So if you're interested in any of that, or my book, or anything else, scheduling, all of that, that's all in the description box. Okay, so keep in mind that this is for entertainment purposes only. Everyone's innocent until proven guilty. Viewer discretion is advised. There is most of this stuff is just I'm going over it from my readings just in a more direct way. So I've gotten all this stuff prior. A lot of her readings were kind of all over the place, and I really kind of struggled at different times. And I did Autowrites, and I know that I got different cases and whatnot. So I really wanted to go through this, look at the astrology that we did and everything, and kind of compile the information and kind of make it more direct, so that it could be more helpful. Because sometimes when readings are all over the place, it's hard to understand them. And I'm just giving what I get, and it's hard for me to even make sense of it sometimes, right? So sometimes I'm being taught that I need to go back and, check things out and kind of compile things and kind of make them so that they're easier to understand. And this might be for future work, to give to law enforcement. This might be just so you guys understand. This might be easier to track locations and people and places. all of the above, right? So I'm trying to be more organized, and that doesn't mean I'm not going to do readings all the ways that I do them, but this is just me like going back in and compiling information, okay? And I am going to be reading what I wrote, so I do kind of read a little bit fast sometimes. I realize that I get a little bit disoriented when I'm reading, and I'm also very tired tonight because I'm trying to get this done. I feel like it's important. Um, but also I have ADHD and Mercury in Aquarius. It tends to happen. I talk fast sometimes. So just slow me down on YouTube. You don't need to talk about it or any of that. I always address this and I still get comments. There's no reason to. Um, we're here to try to bring new truths and insights into cases in hope that it makes leads or leads to their discovery, whatever it may be. I've been awakened more to what my path is and realized what my true calling is, which is this. And I've got a new lease on it. So I'm going back into old cases, and there's a reason for that. I don't know why. It's a little bit after Mercury retrograde, but I think 2025 there's gonna be some cases solved that we've worked on, and so I'm going where I'm feeling drawn, and I think that has something to do with it. Okay, all right. So I wanted to do a more precise layout of Dulce Alavez. Okay, I know some of her readings again were all over the place. But I think still very accurate. I want to give you the points, perp, and possible location. I may turn this into authorities as well. As stated many times throughout the readings, I feel he's a farm laborer and a migrant worker. He lured her gently with some sort of promise, candy, or something like that. He didn't seem threatening, and he didn't take her by force. That's how he took her from the park so easily. He's practical, probably hands-on, and maybe meticulous, and is a classic farm worker or some sort of manual laborer. And he may have different jobs that are labor-like. He feels connected to violent criminal or hidden acts. He works the fields, seasonal ag and maintenance. He is connected to watery and hidden land. Um He's probably undocumented migrant that is untracked and transient. Like he may work, again in farm, or he was at the time anyways, in farm in some way, or even a nursery. Hence roses that I always used to get. So he may move around a lot due to seasonal labor, and have multiple residences. Quentin, yes, Quentin, if you can believe that, and that could be an interconnect. Okay, um, is an area I like checked out, but could be a place that he used to live or has connections to. He may live near Bridgeton and work farm or Quentin Alloway and nearby places. He either owns land or works it or comes from family with access. And also if I got any visions on any of these, I put it in here, okay? Or new hits. He may ride bulls or go to rodeos. He may know back roads well. He feels like mostly stays quiet and to himself. He could be between ages 30 to 50. Again, ages are hard because sometimes people look younger or older. It just depends. And it's been 5 years. I feel more like mid 30s, though, possibly around 35. But that could be at the time of the crime. A bit shorter than normal, I think, or more average and tanned from being in the sun. But he's Latino anyways, but dark features, and I feel strongly Hispanic, wears work boots, cap, flannel, and some type of uniform. Feel he drives an older vehicle. That can be a truck, a van, or some type of utility vehicle, but I feel like it's a van in this instance. And the reason why I'm kind of like it's because of the way it feels, but the more that I tapped into this, I felt like it was a van. Sometimes it's hard to tell at first, so I'm just kind of writing what I'm getting. Okay. Um, he's private and doesn't stand out in any way. He may also seem shy and even tempered. He may live with other people or live on a farm or in a trailer. He could have previous charges or rumors of them, as he may seem odd to people. He knows backgrounds, preserved boundaries, and could know Quentin, Alloway, Southeast Bridgeton, and surrounding areas, according to the astrology lines that we've done. This was a crime of opportunity, and I don't know that Dulce was ever taught or heard about stranger danger. He seems very kind and helpful. He lured her very quietly, probably with the promise of maybe meeting a puppy or something of that sort. He was scoping the park. He could have used from looking at the map and going back to readings as I got Marlborough Road, Harmon's, or from a farm near Alloway. This is the direction I was taken the very first reading when I was taken up and over and down a dirt road. I was taken up and to my left. I think with as much as he travels around and moves around, sometimes I may track him, and that's why I get pulled kind of all over. But my first reading is always most accurate, and it seems before other factors come to play. The Quentin area has me because of how interconnects work, and it has the right direction and placement. He may seem reserved again and even shy, clean cut, and he may be detailed oriented, methodical, not impulsive. Um, he had no problem lying easy. He has no problem lying, and he's easy to exaggerate stories, and he can be very manipulative. He may seem helpful or harmless, hence why Dulce trusted him. He may twist some flat facts. He would have given false info after the abduction, and he may have changed how he looked. Growing facial hair is a possibility. He was talked to at one time or will be, but he's played it off like he didn't know anything. He returned home quickly afterwards. He drives to Bridgeton, or did at the time, is familiar, and even watched the park prior to this. So this means that he had been looking for a girl for a bit and seen there quite often. Control issues, sexual repression, pedo tendencies, and repeat offender. He's planned to take someone, maybe even her, if she had been there before and it's part of a pattern, or there may be some kind of similar acts that are likely unlinked or unsolved. May seem charming or nice and pretty calm and reserved. He lost my spot. He may be overly nice to children or women because he has hidden motivations. He has a fixation on young girls. Javier was the name that I heard. I don't know if it's a connection or what it is, as I'm diving back into this case. He probably knows Quentin area, Bridgeton and Fairfield Marshland area well. He could have stayed around there for a bit and then moved to another area. He would still live near farms, though. He's a narcissist and has some paranoia. I see him being fixated of looking over his shoulder. He has OCD-like habits and is secretive and ritualistic. It is possible that he could be caught in some way through exposure, someone recognizing some weird things. If any similar crimes happen or reoffends, that exposure I feel will happen. There may have been some reports, and again, I feel like he was talked to at some point. You will find pedo on his computer or phone. He fantasizes about young girls. I bet his name came up somewhere before. He wears farming clothes and more likely a hat a lot. We want to look at water connected areas, swamps, and marshes. I have said in a post not long ago that I feel like Dulce may be found by happenstance hikers or workers or someone in the area, like someone just walking up on her. Okay. After the water level goes down or she surfaces for some reason, what kept coming in the reading was cemeteries and churches and the other readings, and I feel this is still true. He hides in plain sight and blends in and attends community events. This was a fantasy that he lived out. He may continue to watch kids from a distance. I see him outside of parks still, and he may even pretend to be a volunteer to be around kids. He could have drug and alcohol use, and he may be erratic under pressure. This was all planned, including how he left the scene, how he left the scene in a white, I believe it was a white van. I want to say it was a white van. The best direction is farmland and wooded areas, east, southeast. Quentin Marshes. This is also the area I went in the first reading. He knows field and utility routes from working in the area. He could be tied to dangerous neighborhoods or some sort of family trauma like abuse. He may be illegal or work in secret, meaning paid under the table. Known as being some sort of strange or someone who is shy and keeps to himself. Someone may talk or he may start feeling guilt soon. There may be a crack in the case at some point because a woman decides to come forward or someone who has seen something weird. Most likely of where Dulce is 5 to 7 miles southeast or east-south southeast. Um, within 5 to 7 mile radius. I just never want to leave around Bridgeton too far, or but go to surrounding communities. And looking back at the direction I went up and over, that puts us in Quentin. So I remember going down a dirt road that was remote and it was done in a vehicle. I also got Marlboro Road, so I would pay attention to that area in Quentin. I didn't realize that that place was even called Quentin back then. I just can't get over the name, but power lines may be near where she is. But she is in an area where farmland borders wooded, marshy areas. It would be next to a farm that he's worked at or is tied to. Beyond the farmland is woods and then marsh. She wouldn't be too far from a trail off a main road or dirt road. I feel there are electrical power lines maybe along the road or close by. Across the road, the main road, may be more farms, but fenced in, so there may be cows or something. I can hear mooing. The fence might be barbed wire, or have barbed wire on it, or like that farming fence type stuff. But the area where she is borders farmlands and fields. There could be something happening this year. Um, Spring into summer heightens, but within the next year, things get rolling. 2026 highlights as well strongly, and I just heard it's time. Just like I stated in my past post, I strongly feel someone will stumble upon bones or a skull that is Dulce. It will be random and it will be off a path in a marshy or wet area. So there may be some sort of things going to come to the surface to get the case going again. He could be arrested for something else, maybe drunk driving or unrelated. I actually see him being pulled over and tested for drunk driving around Quentin Bridgeton area, maybe going from one area to another. Um, I get cop lights. I think he gets pulled over. I don't know how they connected him, if this is before or after discovery. There are reasons that I'm picking back old cases and I'm going where I'm led. So I'm going over things, I'm giving new things, and I'm trying to put things in order to help in any way that I can with Spirit's lead. Maybe after she is found, he spirals and drinks and drives not far from there or somewhere. My back of my neck hurts all of a sudden. I do feel this was suffocation, strangulation. I feel he will end up getting caught and being arrested. There could be more than one crime that hits his DNA. He could live alone or take care of an older relative. He, I feels like maybe a male. Um, he could have some sort of ATV or something to drive on a farm. This is highly planned, and I would be curious if Dulce was ever in that park a lot. He may have watched her or other kids for some time. He could even do maintenance around there for all we know. But I also feel like he saw her prior somewhere and sort of followed her, a silent stalker. He may have had a past run-ins with the law in some aspects. As stated before, cemeteries and churches could be close. Swamps, tree lines, trails, wooded, semi-wet area covered and slightly buried. Quentin Township makes the most sense to the direction I was given and everything I've stated. I just had to go back to readings. There may be an old barn or equipment not far. Unfortunately, Dulce was assaulted and then strangled/suffocated. As stated before, she may not have been killed immediately, but there was a delay between when she was taken and killed, which aligns with earlier readings. Cold, calculating, and very physically controlling. He may have done something similar before. As far as strangling, he likes his hands in on control. She was most likely drugged in some way. I think he may have said he was a friend of mom's or something too. Someone near the perp may suspect him, but are afraid to speak out. A woman. Very wet where Dulce is, as I stated in the very beginning. There was initial harm inside a vehicle. That was in the first reading. And she was in a residence or shed of a residence for a short time. She was then moved in a vehicle as she was disoriented. She was moved after her death by a vehicle. And she was concealed in nature, not far from where he lives, maybe bordering again close to farmland. Abducted. Vehicle feels like a truck or a van, but I'm leaning van because I feel like I'm in an enclosed space. So white feels to be the color. He may also, I mean, that's the color I'm picking up. He may also have a truck though, but it feels enclosed with room in the back. So she was harmed in this vehicle in the back, as stated before. They moved to private land near marsh and woods, I guess would be. I don't think she was kept long, but she was kept for a small amount of time. She is by a tree that came in my earlier readings, but it is shallow, wet area. I feel she's most likely in Quinton area. Route 49 kind of jumps out at me. I look for anything that has a farm theme for a road, harvest field, green, etc. She is off narrow path in the woods that's mixed with wet marsh. Forked road, four-way stop, or trailhead. Could be two paths that merge, as I keep seeing a fork or a split path, and the word branch. There may be a river or creek running water not far. I think that cemetery is still close by. Preserves, wildlife, refugees. Um, he is two people. One who people thinks he is, and the one person who, who knows about. And there's one person who knows about like who he truly is. So he's trusted, but he hides. The road that I'm drawn to in Quinton are also Telegraph Road and Quinton Marlborough Road. I tend to see things as I'm there, so it's hard to see if it's marshy or not, but those roads jump out at me. Cedar Grove, Split Oak, and Chestnut, all names that have come in. Jericho is something that's come in before, so I can't ignore that either because I've sang that song before. I think it was in an Autowrite. So Beasley Neck Road is interesting. My neck kind of hurts too. Bear Swamp Road as well. The biggest place I think would be Quinton Marlborough Road because I got Marlborough a long time ago, but I don't think she's further than 7 miles, so we can't go beyond that. As stated in previous readings, she may be behind a church, grove, or cemetery. Dulce is off a forked path off the main road. A less traveled trail branching from main road or moderately used road. It could be state owned, but it may not be known as that. It's not heavily frequented, but it's not private. Border between private and state property. Basically, wooded boundary line between state land and someone's property / farm where trails go into one another. Marsh buffers land back a field. Preserve type area is the way that it comes in. I feel strongly drawn to Quinton Marlborough Road, not far from the main road, but tucked down in an overgrown trail, possibly an ATV or hunting path, leading to marshland or wooded edge, close to state managed or conservation borderland. Rosehayen Avenue may be significant to this guy, maybe sort of self-centered and selfish, emotionally detached, not good in relationships. He's had wounding love in the past, and he rejects anything close and will choose people who are unavailable. He could come off as charming, but he's jealous and insecure. He may be a bit immature or seem younger at times. He's living two lives. He could have a girlfriend or just have an on and off kind of sexual fling type relationship. Because I don't think he gets into anything like seriously. That could be the woman that knows something, but I really think it's more like a sister. But it's weird how it's due to how he treats her and certain behavior. But he's most likely single with maybe someone he's casually dating or sexual with at times. If he dates, he's probably younger, vulnerable, or women that are in denial about the relationship. He's highly manipulative. He may come off as creepy, secretive, emotional, cold, and he may come off pretty good and normal in public. But he has some disturbing private tendencies, child pee, etc. He may be described as private or keep to himself, and he may seem controlling to past partners or people that show him. I want to bring up the name Jesus and Jose. That's repeated several times over readings. This perp may have extreme control issues as well as compulsive or ritualistic tendencies. As stated earlier, I do feel he likely stalked and observed her in advance. There's a reference to the store that she was at prior, so he may have seen her there. He created a routine or pattern to his actions and is very methodical and cleaned up well. That's why there's nothing. I'm getting a reference to surveillance, but I don't know if any has been kept on file at an intersection. He knows local roads well. He likes to go back ways and alternate routes. Especially at this time, he has control over females and likes them to feel powerless. The location appears to be clean and balanced and even beautiful. It's neatly overgrown by edge of a field tree line. He may feel beautiful or sacred, but not a happy place people won't go unless they know it's there. I feel that my earliest visions were most accurate. Dulce was most likely killed in a vehicle at some point, moved to a secondary area, and I feel the sun was rising but still covered the dark after he felt things had died down. This is a guy you normally wouldn't notice. He blends in and is quiet. He may volunteer or hang out around kids and seem non-threatening. I feel he has anger again towards women, probably from the past, and has weird religious distortion. He tries to dominate others to make himself feel powerful. He may have visited this place. He has probably stalked Dulce and watched the family before, maybe even gardened around the area. He could have multiple labor jobs. He is completely compulsive in nature. He may be fidgety in private. I just keep seeing him fidget for some reason, like when he is like alone, like with the steering wheel. He may sit in his vehicle a lot and relive it or did at the time. And if the vehicle doesn't work anymore, he still has it anyways for remembrance. He smells something of hers that he kept and relives that. He's done thinking what he's done, thinking no one will catch him. His job or daily life may be in close proximity to kids, fields, or properties. He wears a mask of being calm and caring. He did clean out the truck, though, in case the cops come a knocking. Water drinks an area, wet, swampy, quiet, not very deep. Body is not far from water, but not submerged. Roots, weeds, overgrowth near seasonal creek or marshline. Um, it's possible that there are witnesses that don't realize they're witnesses. There is someone that's a female that may know something, possibly younger, 20 to 30, so maybe a sibling. She could be feeling spiritually pressured. May May through June of this year feels significant. That's why I'm being called back. I would pay attention to farmland buffers, utility paths, unmanaged kind of filled edges, gated off roads, restricted type land. The land may have been used for other things like secrecy, hiding, or hold trauma from his past. The place I'm drawn to the most, and going by the very first reading, the direction would be maybe off road like Quentin/Marble, not far from water, under or near trees with land or field buffer, and state adjacent but not patrolled. A church or gravesite within 2 miles or closer. I also saw Dulce wrapped in a blanket as coming as blue. I think he did carry her in one and probably also have it when he buried her or hid her. The blanket may have been a little bit of remorse as well, as it could come from his own home. I feel that justice may come in the future and he may not live in the area anymore. He could also tie to construction, but I feel more labor and farm labor, but sometimes companies that have construction get up extra help. He may not have grown up there or be from there originally, working a different job in a different town, but same pattern. There's a reference to him not being that far away, though, and if she is found, I see him coming back to make sure that what the news is saying is right. It's risky, but he just acts like a normal person passing through. This time I see him as an older white pickup and a loud engine. So you may have, different vehicle now, or you might have multiple vehicles. This female that knows or thinks she knows is being pressured by spirit to speak up. She's afraid of what he will do. Let's send her protection so that she does the right thing. Dulce may come to her gently in dreams and nudge her. She dreams of the forgotten girl. Of there's a vision that I'm getting. I keep seeing Dulce's foot out of the blanket, out of the edge of the back of the van, with the door open. The guy isn't paying attention. The female comes out to ask what he's doing, or for some other reason. She sees the foot. He plays it, turns around, pushes Dulce in, and closes the door as if hiding something very fast. That is something that has haunted this woman for a long time. She can't quit seeing what she knows. She can't quit seeing that, and she knows. That was real, and she needs to realize that. There may be a weird low-hanging branch again, a split path, wet bark. May see something sticking up out of the earth that looks kind of like fabric from her clothes. So that's some extra insights. That's everything kind of compiled. That's more broken down into our perpetrator and location and everything. I'm half asleep. I've been working on this for hours. So that is it for now. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.